Hadi Lashkari. I'm the Assistant Vice President of Community Memorial Health System, and I welcome everybody to the Comprehensive Cancer Center groundbreaking ceremony tonight. We have several distinguished guests, and we'll be following with the actual ceremonial groundbreaking right here, so to the right side of the stage. Please join me in welcoming our first guest, Mike Tracy, Deputy Mayor with the City of Ventura.
As I walked down the aisle, I felt like I was going to a wedding, so I do. Good afternoon. It really is my pleasure to be here tonight representing the City of Ventura. Mayor Fulton unfortunately couldn't make it here. He really wanted to be at this event, but he couldn't work it out. So his loss is my gain, I guess. Community Memorial Hospital is a very, very important institution in Ventura, both historically and economically. It was established actually originally in 1901 as the Bard Hospital and located down there on Buena Vista Street near City Hall, which I guess at that time was the county building. And then when it moved to this site several years later, it was first known as Foster Memorial Hospital and then eventually renamed Community Memorial. So this institution really has been a cornerstone of our community for over 100 years. And last night I was thinking about the significance of this place really in personal terms. I was born here at the Foster Hospital in 1949. I know in terms of Community Memorial Hospital historical significant events, that's not one of them. But for me, it really was, of course. About 25 years later, my wife gave birth to our son. We shared a number of childbirths with family, friends, and relatives over the years. My wife and I have both been patients here. We have come to the hospital as visitors to check in on friends and family who are being cared for here in such an outstanding way. And we've even lost one parent in the hospital. So it occurred to me that hospitals are sort of inherently associated with these major and sometimes life-changing events in our lives, and that's really what makes this community hospital such a special place for Ventura. And then you couple that with the fact that this isn't Los Angeles, it's not San Francisco, it's not New York. We have an outstanding medical facility here, and the people who work here and operate the place are our neighbors. We run into them in the grocery store, we stand on the treadmill next to the cardiologist that we were just in visiting, and it's just really it's a special kind of an institution for Ventura. And then in pure economic terms, CMH, as most people know, is the largest private employer in the community. It provides high-paying, professional jobs, and as such is a major economic engine for the community. We're currently involved in seeking new opportunities for economic development in Ventura, and clearly the City Council and our city staff are seeking every opportunity to bring in new businesses. But I think something that's really important that we remember is that as we're bringing new people in, new businesses in the front door, we don't want to see the old ones slipping out the back door. And we recognized that with CMH when the plans were first started to surface about the need for a new hospital and the major development that we're looking forward to. So for many years, the city has worked closely with CMH to make the dream of a new hospital a reality. Over the last 18 months or so, this has really kicked into high gear. And the city, as we all know, CMH owns several parcels of property nearby. The city owns several parcels of property through our parking district, and so it's important that we work together to make this hospital the best it can be. So utilizing a community charrette, the city and CMH worked together over the last few months, involving all the stakeholders and members of the public and those living nearby. We're asked to participate in this planning process. And it's expected that ultimately the project will include a midtown public park, improve traffic patterns in the area, and reorient community onto Main Street. This cancer center that we're here, this cancer center right here that we're set to dedicate tonight, or I shouldn't say to dedicate, but to have a groundbreaking for, is really the beginning of a $300 million investment from CMH in the Ventura community. The City Council sees this as a catalyst for reinvention of our Midtown and for economic development throughout the community. It's significant to note that under the direction of our Community Development Director, Jeff Lambert, and the lead planner on this project, Kaiser Ringwala, the permits and approvals for this cancer center were approved really in record time. That involved cooperation between the city, obviously, and CMH. But I mention that because I really want to emphasize the fact that the city is really anxious to make this happen. The city has taken heat over the years for not being business friendly and for having some excessive bureaucratic processes that slow projects down. But believe me, we really want to make this happen. I think so far we put our money where our mouth is. So we're really looking forward to the project. So on behalf of the City Council, City Manager Rick Cole, and all of our city staff, I offer our congratulations to the CMH Board, CEO Gary Wild, and all of his staff for the progress to date, as is evidenced by this groundbreaking ceremony here tonight. I assure you again that the city stands ready to work closely with all of you to make the dream of a new expanded CMH facility a reality. So I appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Our next guest is Dr. Thomas Fogel with the Cabrillo Radiation Oncology Medical Center.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming. I'm thrilled to be in the position to be able to speak to you. This is a, I don't want to sound overly, well, this is a dream come true for many of us in this community. I came here 25 years ago, and ever since I came here, I've been thinking that there's really an opportunity to elevate the collaborative nature of cancer care in Ventura to the next level, and I think what we're about to embark on is really going to be that next level. Many of you who know me know that I spend a lot of time working with the American Cancer Society. Many of the staff people and volunteers for ACS are here today. This little booklet is something that's put out every year by California, and it's sort of, for those of us who are volunteers and staff with ACS, it's our Bible because it contains so much great information. And the one piece of information in here that I wanted to read to you and bring up is that this year, over 3,000 Ventura County residents will be diagnosed with cancer. That is no small number. A large percentage of those people are served by this hospital, and in fact, this hospital has more cancer diagnoses than any other hospital in the Tri-Counties. Consequently, we do a great service for the community by offering state-of-the-art cancer services. This new facility that we're about to break ground for is really going to give us the opportunity to elevate our services even beyond the excellent care that my colleagues already deliver here. About 43, 44 years ago, 3 oncologists came to this community, Dr. Ken Parsa, Dr. Bob Owendike, and Dr. John Hartman, and really started oncology in the county. John Hartman came here from Santa Barbara and opened the Cabrillo Radiation Oncology Center, which is around the corner, and will cease to exist in that location soon. And at that time brought what was then state-of-the-art radiation care to the entire county. There was no other dedicated radiation facility. And he had a cobalt machine, which was the state-of-the-art then. Flash forward 40 years later, we've just initiated a new level of radiation treatment. In fact, this week we treated our first patient with something called Rapid Arc. Rapid Arc allows us to deliver a course of complex radiation treatment in 5 minutes or less. As opposed to last week, that same patient took 20 minutes to treat. We can do things today because of high-speed computers and advanced technology that we didn't even fantasize about when I was in training 30 years ago. Virtual reality was sort of the buzzword in the early 90s, And now we use virtual reality every day to deliver sophisticated cancer care and cancer treatment. The future in this community for our ability to provide state-of-the-art, collaborative, cutting-edge cancer treatment is limitless. The ability for us to be under one roof between two outstanding medical facilities, working in this community with the outstanding physicians that we have, is going to offer the residents of the county something that is unmatched anywhere. People will not have to go to Los Angeles or San Francisco or New York or Houston to see somebody and to receive the kind of care that everyone wants to receive. That's not to say that we still don't rely on expertise outside our community, and we do. I speak to people down in Los Angeles and in New York every week about difficult cases and unusual cases. But the vast majority of people who live in our community will be able to go under one roof to receive most of the care that they need to treat and hopefully cure their cancer. So we're very excited. My partners and I, Jeff Rodnick, the members of our sister organization, OnCure, and all of our staff are just really, really thrilled about the opportunity that's going to come to pass this year. And I just want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank everyone who's involved in this enterprise. I know how much work it's been. Oh God, I know how much work it's been. And I haven't even built anything over there. But needless to say, thank you all for coming, and this is going to be really exciting.
Thank you, Dr. Fogel. It has been a dream come true. Our next guest is Dr. Aaron Quinn, a member of the Board of Trustees for Community Memorial Health System.
Good afternoon or good evening. It's really nice to be here and to represent the Board of Trustees at such an important event. Today marks a point in time when Community Memorial truly makes visible their commitment to provide the finest level of health services in Ventura County. The Board of Trustees, along with the administration, nurses, staff, and doctors, are making the promise through their daily work to make it possible for us to live, work, and thrive, and in our time of need, to be provided with the best medical care at home in our community. This is an amazing place that I've gotten to know in the past couple of years. Of course, it's a central figure in Ventura history and will continue to be an important part of the community. As a person who has lived and worked in the field of medicine for 28 years, I can tell you that this is an outstanding institution. For one thing, we are one of the only community-based, not-for-profit hospitals in the state of California. That means our reason to exist is to serve our patients and the community, not our shareholders. Our patients and our clients are our reason for existing and for doing the work that's done here every day. The medical care provided here is not for financial profit. It is truly done for service and for the betterment of our large community. Soon we will be providing the best cancer care possible in a state-of-the-art facility. We, the community, and that includes my family and your family, are the sole reason for our existence. We are all the stakeholders in making CMH a great place. The Board of Trustees volunteers their time and expertise to make CMH a better place. Our commitment to you and to the community is to continue to work hard to help raise the funds to build the new hospital and to work for creating wellness in our community. On behalf of the board, I would like to thank everyone who's helped to make the Cancer Center building possible, including the architects, the designers, the construction crew and construction workers building the new center, the administrators and the contractors who will keep the project on target, and especially the nurses and the physicians who will provide quality care and a healing home to all of the patients who cross our doors. Thank you for being here.
Dr. Quinn. Our next guest is Dr. Lynn Kong with Ventura County Hematology Oncology Specialists.
Hi, everyone, and thank you very much for coming today to the groundbreaking. I'm honored to be able to speak with you today about a project that I'm very excited about. I haven't been here quite as long as Dr. Fogel, but I came in 1997, and there's been a lot of changes since that time. When I first came, we had a very small office. We didn't even staff every day of the week. That evolved to seeing patients every day of the week here in Ventura and performing outpatient chemotherapy. Our program continued to grow, and we were able to service more and more people here in our community. And this is what I interpret as the next best step in improving cancer services to Ventura. In 2006, Dr. Fogel and I and our colleagues started working on a formal cancer program here at CMH. We were focusing on both inpatient services and outpatient services, and in 2008, we were accredited by the American College of Surgeons Commission on Cancer as a community cancer center, which was very gratifying to know that all the work that we put into improving our services here in the county were recognized nationally. And I envision this cancer center as being the next step in improving our services available to everybody here. The new center will bring together medical oncology, radiation oncology, and other cancer services all under one rooftop. I think this will help communication between specialists, coordination of care, and convenience for patients. I have many patients who, for years, have wished to have what they call one-stop shopping. They want to be able to go to one place and be able to take care of all of their cancer needs. And this is really the best way that we can provide that service. So I would like to thank everybody at CMH for moving forward with this project and swiftly moving forward with this project. I would also like to recognize my partners who have been in this endeavor with me, Dr. Parsa, who was mentioned earlier, Dr. McIntyre, Dr. Kelly, Dr. Chang, myself, and Dr. Delsania. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Our final guest speaker tonight is Gary Wild, President and CEO of Community Memorial Health System.
Thank you, Hadi. It really is a pleasure being here and commencing what will be a wonderful service for our community. I do want to acknowledge a few people in the audience. We've already heard from our future mayor, Mike Tracy, our vice mayor, but I also want to acknowledge Christy Weir, our immediate past mayor. Christy, would you please stand to be recognized? I saw her earlier. She had to leave. Well, I'm glad she was here, though, to greet us. And Ray DiGilio is also here, a former mayor. Ray, would you please stand to be acknowledged? Thank you so much for our elected officials. It was mentioned that our organization is a community not-for-profit organization and that we don't have any stockholders, we have stakeholders. We are led by a group of volunteer community leaders, a board of trustees, and I'd like the members of our board to please stand. We have Hoot Bennett in the back. We have Gary Wolf. You already met Aaron Quinn. And are there other members of our board that were able to make it tonight? Well, thank you for your leadership in making this happen. On the back of the program, we recognize in print all the design professionals, the real estate experts, attorneys and others who have made this happen. Of course, the contractor, Steve McGilvery, many of them are here tonight. And thank you for your expertise of making this happen for our community. Lynn mentioned a couple of years ago, we started under her leadership as the chair of the Cancer Committee, to become accredited, and that happened last year. What she didn't mention is that under her leadership and Tom's and others, we received commendation from the American College of Surgeons, and that's a rarefied event, particularly for the first time being accredited. I want to recognize Lynn and Tom, all the oncologists, the surgical oncologists, medical oncologists. We are served in this community by top-flight, Class A oncology professionals, and it is such a privilege to see them work and involved. We do not have to go anywhere else to receive superlative care in this area. Thank you for all you do. I'd also invite Kathleen Horton to stand. Kathleen, could you stand, please? Kathleen leads our Cancer Resource Center. Kathleen and her staff are somewhat unsung heroes in this fight for cancer or to treat cancer. They provide educational and resource materials. They identify patients and extract data from patients so the oncologists that we have, the very gifted physicians, can better treat patients. And part of the cancer center will be radiation oncology on the ground floor, medical oncology on the second floor. We have other specialists, including surgical oncologists, and Duke Bond will possibly be in that building as well. These are wonderful physicians. We will also have the Cancer Resource Center there, where patients and their families can come and get information regarding the best ways of fighting this disease so we can make more patients be cancer survivors. Lastly, I'd like to invite, after this, the presentation, if we could come over and overlook the project over here. You probably have seen this a little bit, but it's kind of fun to watch what's happening. We understand that next week steel will start emerging from the ground, and it's going to be an exciting time from us. And the project is probably going to be completed, Steve, around October time frame. No pressure, but we understand that that's the approximate schedule. And the big project, the hospital project, is still being finally approved through the city. They've been extremely cooperative and helpful. The state of California is also approving it. Once the cancer center is complete, the radiation oncology service will move to the new building, and then we'll be able to ground break. We intend to ground break November of this year. So that's very exciting for the new hospital, and it'll be about three and a half years for that completion. So at this time, I'd like to invite the speakers that spoke, Aaron and Lynn and Tom. Could you come forward, and we're going to grab some shovels, and we're going to do this thing.